Hello, Director. Hello and welcome. Goldboys live Sunday NFL preview. You got to start the virtual webcam, James, brother. I think we're live. Hopefully we are. There we go. And then get the YouTube chat up because you got the wrong one. But hey, we're a vibe. It's a vibe. It's okay. Brad will be here in a second. We're living the absolute dream. This is what happens when we actually start on time. A couple of just small kinks to work out, and it's going to be okay. Presented by Pickett Sports, obviously. Presented by Sleeper Picks HQ. Brad has been destroying them. We have a ticket for him to give out. And obviously goldboys.com. I have Brad Thomas to my whatever that is, to my left. Actually it would be my right, but screen left, stage left. Finesse the Books on the other side, whatever side that is. How's it going, guys? Happy Sunday.
It's going pretty good. It's funny you talk about sleeper. I really hope that my sleeper bad luck comes to an end. What I mean bad luck, we've been cashing the tickets, but every sleeper I've placed so far this season, one player has got injured and that leg has been voided. They still win, but they don't win nearly as much, and it just feels really bad.
It'll come back around. There we go. Now we got chat in front of us. Let's go. We get BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato. Oh, Brad Thomas, finesse, Anila. Yeah. No Jerry too, which is great news for us. Brad looked great, my fellow Florida boy. Yeah.
What up?
New temporary webcam for Brad. I'll be honest, he looked terrible a minute ago, but he looks good now. It worked itself out. Just took a second to warm up. Real quick, how bad is Desmond Ridder, and how long can the Atlanta Falcons afford to keep this man on the field? He looks terrible.
Yeah, awful. And what's funny is the Falcons aren't built to be a team that's playing from down, especially with Desmond Ridder. I thought that line was kind of weird, right? We talked about it a couple times on Gold Boys Live where I was all over the Jags -3, and I'll say Will I think was on the other side, but I thought the proof was kind of in the line. If they were a lot closer, they would have probably made that like a -1.5, maybe a pick 'em. So I went with Jags, and then late steam even took the Jags up to 3.5 before kick.
Yikes! Do you guys have any bets on this game? I know
just Jags -3.
Easton's right over there, and I can see him sweating Bijan Robinson something, I think. But I don't know. That kid can play football. Holy cow! I don't know why they're not just giving the ball every time. 20% snap share or something. Easton is what you said. Something stupid. That might not be right, but what? It's not a right number. Okay, you just said that out loud, and it wasn't serious, so disregard that. Let's talk about the games that haven't started yet. I'm just gonna go in FanDuel order to prepare you guys. Dolphins, Bills, only Dolphins are 3-point dogs here and have looked like a next level football team. I don't know. That's a little interesting to me. I haven't bet anything on this game yet, just 'cause I don't really know what to do with it. But what do you guys got? Brad, you first, since you haven't been here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm on the over here. Okay. The late steam is kind of taking the over down. I'm okay with the late steam taking it down. I think that's more of a value. It's hard to get to 54 points in the NFL, but we have the number 1 offense in DVOA, the number 4 offense in DVOA with the Bills. It's going to be one of those games where it's going to be back and forth. Both offensive coordinators use a ton of pre-snap motion, which is just really hard to defend. That's why teams really score. I also think we have a little bit.
Especially when it's Tyreek Hill.
Especially when it's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill or Stephon Diggs. This is unfair.
Yeah.
I also think that we get so there's a stat, and I'm going to say it wrong, but it kind of correlates to what I think. The Miami Dolphins, they scored a ton of points. Teams that score over 50 points normally have get kind of beat down the next week. The Bills are bullies. I want the Dolphins to be playing from behind. That helps my over a lot more, where we just have Tua chucking it to Tyreek Hill all game. And then when the Bills get a lead, they don't slow down. They just like to pummel teams into the ground. So I like the over here. It looks like it's consensus 53. I played it at 53. It went up to 54. I'm glad it's settled kind of back down.
Finesse, you got anything on this one?
Yeah, I definitely like that overlook. How could you not?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm on the Bills -2.5. I think most of the public obviously is never going to want to fade this Miami team. Never going to want to step in front of them. 3-0, offenses look unstoppable, 70 points, yada yada yada. And then you look in the dogs, right? So I'm happy to play Buffalo in this spot. Miami's torched some bottom of the barrel defenses. By far going to be the best defense they faced so far this year. Bills second in points per game allowed, second in yards per game allowed. Really stifling teams on third down, which you love to see. I think the key is obviously the defense, and the Bills have done a great job getting pressure without blitzing a ton, which I think is important in this matchup. Third in pressure rate despite blitzing, fourth fewest in the league. So gotta like that. I mean, Tua has been excellent getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but Buffalo being able to get pressure, sending only 4, play a lot of coverage. I think that's going to be key in this matchup. Like I said, Miami's played 2 extremely bad defenses. I expect Buffalo to come out with a defensive scheme and kind of learn from what New England was able to do. We saw, New England was in that game pretty much the whole game. I think, we shot ourselves in the foot a lot in that game. Could have had a chance to even win that game. And I think Buffalo, McDermott's been great defensively this year, and I think he could take a lot from what New England was able to do. Nobody's going to stop this Miami offense, but I expect the game to be close. But Buffalo's offense is clicking right now. It's not only Miami's defense. So, Miami got some defensive issues. Jalen Phillips being out, Deshaun Elliott's questionable. I haven't checked on his official status, but I think the difference is going to be the defense and the pressure that Tua is going to have on them. So it's going to be a great game either way. But give me the Bills short, home favorites. I really like the spot. And then I'm also on Allen over 35.5 rush yards. That one is pretty self-explanatory. Just some key trends on the Buffalo side as well. Miami's 1-9 straight up last 10 versus Buffalo, 0-7 straight up last 7 in Buffalo. Buffalo's 13-2 straight up last 15, and 25-6 straight up last 31 at home. So they've just been dominant at home. But yeah, Bills minus 2.5, Josh Allen over 35.5 rush yards.
Right on. A couple of quick updates. Broncos safety Justin Simmons is out, which is not a good look for the bet that I have in that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Ravens going to be down there starting left tackle Ronnie Staley. I think that was pretty much assumed, but he is officially out. Colts, Big news here. Left guard Quentin Nelson is in. DeForest Buckner is in. Vita Vea and Devin White for the Bucks are also both in. So those are all big news there for both of our teams there, Brad. Okay, let's keep it moving. Steelers, Texans. Any love for Najee Harris here? I mean, the Texans haven't been able to stop anybody on the ground, really. I don't have a bet in this game, but Najee Harris, just prop-wise at least, would maybe be the lean. He's got to get it going at some point, right? I don't even know what his line is. But what do you guys got on this one?
I actually have nothing on this. I wanted to take Tank Dell. Like Matthew Berry saying, like Tank Dell's going to be a thing all year. But then his number just is inflated. It's not that he can't hit it. It's just when you start putting a guy like Tank Dell, who is still going to be the option number 2 behind Nico Collins around 50. That's a little bit of a stretch for me. It's a 20-yard jump from last week. So I end up passing.
Yeah, I also pass on this game. I looked at Tank Dell as well. Like Brad said, I think it's going to be kind of an all-year kind of thing. But like you said, the numbers inflated. Everybody and their mother's on it. So that's kind of what kept me off. Too many question marks injury-wise, especially on that O-line for the Texans. I do like the Texans in this spot, but just enough to kind of stay off.
Okay.
Is anybody playing TJ Watt sack?
Ooh.
Great. He might have 3 or 4, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me check.
It's minus money, but
app. Why do they not have it listed? I just have tackles, assists, and touchdowns. Did you want for a touchdown plus 10,000?
Oh.
Possible.
Tempt me with a good time.
What's the line on it? Because that is a good look.
It's horrible. Don't even ask me. It's minus 250.
What is it for? What is it for 1.5? Is there 1.5 anymore?
Yeah, let's see.
I can make Easton do it too. He's
plus 175.
Okay, that's not terrible because you could definitely see him getting 2 here.
Yeah,
could definitely see him getting 2. Okay. Using Pickett Sports app, obviously, Najee Harris looks like lines 55.5. I was hoping maybe a little lower, but I don't know. I think he gets that, but I'm not going to put my money on Najee Harris today. I don't think. All right, what game is next? What game is next?
This could be a Damian Pierce game.
That's true.
It's like the Steelers just so bad at stopping the run too. But I do get and the Steelers aren't a team that blow teams out. I don't think they're going to blow anybody out this year.
Right.
But I just don't trust that offensive line of the Texans.
All right. Next one is Rams, Colts, obviously a game that I am very excited about. I can talk about this one for a while. Finesse, I know you're fading the Colts. I will let you go ahead and go first. Get that out of the way. I'll tell you you're dumb. Then Brad can go, and then I'll give out my 17 bets I have on this game. So go ahead, Finesse.
Yeah, I am gonna get fired. Faded the Lions on Thursday, faded NJC's team, was devastatingly wrong, and now I'm gonna fade Eli's team. So we'll see how it goes.
To be clear, I have no decision-making power at this company. I just work here. I cannot fire you. So
lies.
Anyway, go ahead.
So I'm gonna Rams money line -108. When I got it, I think it's still pretty reasonable. Colts have been winning games, no doubt about it. All respect to them, but I still think LA is the better team. Colts have been outgained yardage wise in all 3 games this year. Scored 20 points and 20 points or fewer in 2 out of the 3 games. Richardson's back and he's starting. Bulk of the offense with Richardson in is going to be zone runs and short passing game, and I think the Rams, have shown the ability to limit that play style. We just saw that last week versus Bengals team would have beat up Joe Burrow. A lot of short passes in that game. Zach Moss also been incredible so far this year, but faces a stiff test, not the stiffest test in the league in terms of the Rams run defense, but 11th in rush yards per game allowed, 10th in rush defense DVOA, and only allows 76 rush yards per game versus teams that don't have Christian McCaffrey on them. So major O-line injuries for the Colts. I know you said Quentin Nelson is in, but no Ryan Kelly, a great starting center for them, and no Raymond, who's their starting left tackle. So this will also help LA slow down the run game even more. Short passing game has been a lot easier for LA to stop. Like I said, biggest way you want to attack this LA team is the secondary deep down the field, and Richardson hasn't shown the ability or the willingness to do so. So DeForest Buckner, I had some notes about him, but he's in, so just leave that out. LA made a lot of mistakes versus Cincinnati. That's a game I think they could have won, and a lot of correctable stuff. Overthrows by Matt Stafford, some clock management stuff. I think McVay is going to shore up those mistakes. McVay 26-12 straight up after a loss, 10-1 straight up as a dog after a loss. I like the Rams to bounce back here.
All right, Brad.
I'm actually passing on this. I think people initially just think like Colts and they think like bad all around, but like right now the Colts are 13th in defensive DVOA, 9th last week. Great performance against the Ravens, and the Rams still have issues on their offensive line. If I were to talk about a prop, it'd probably be a Puka Nacua over 73.5. I think he hits that. Last week the game planning was pretty poor with their offensive line. They most of the routes they were running in the second half were too extended for him. I think they actually, kind of realize you can't run routes like that when there's that much pressure on the quarterback, and they get him involved in the short to intermediate.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. Yeah. Listen, Brad, me and you talked about this, and when we did our Colts preview, I said that I thought the Colts defense was going to be a lot better than a lot of people thought. And it really, they look really, really solid. Depending on what metrics you look at, they're at least top half, I think, pretty much everywhere. And then you see like the I don't know, like the random articles that like insiders write, like doing write-ups and ranking the defense. It's always got the Colts in the 20s somewhere. I'm like, you haven't watched the Colts play football, man. This front seven is no joke. Zaire Franklin is, I think, going to make a bid for the best linebacker in football by the end of the season. And the secondary did have some issues early. I specifically targeted Rodney Baker Jr. last week because he had one of the worst performances I've ever seen of a Colts secondary member. And they started the kid. They started Juju Brents at the second cornerback spot, who looked really, really good. So I think the secondary is coming along nicely as well. I'm not betting aside here. I'm not getting too crazy. I do think the Colts have a real shot to win this game. I don't like that they're the favorites. That really pisses me off. Because I don't know. You look talent for talent, like Finesse said. I think I agree. On paper, Rams absolutely have more weapons. They have more name recognition on the defensive side of the ball. Just let us be dogs, just let us be the underdogs. I guess it's +1.5. It's flipped, I guess. But at one point the Colts were favorites. But I'm playing a huge odds discrepancy. I put it on Instagram yesterday. Anthony Richardson was +140, I think, on Barstool to score a touchdown and flip. If Fliff is the book, is Fliff a book?
Yeah, that's like the
the fake book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I said Fliff in the Discord, and Quan laughed at me. I'm like, is that not what it is? Like, I don't have it, but It was plus 140 on Barstool Flip. I think it's come down to plus 135. Use Pickett Sports, find the best line. Obviously, use code Goldboys if you don't have Pickett Sports. They give you $3 for free. It was all the way down to like minus 125 or something crazy on BetMGM. Just checking it real quick here. And the way that I'm looking at it, right, is like from what we've seen out of Anthony Richardson, do we think he's going to score a touchdown in like half the games that he plays? To me, it looks like he is, because he is the best, if not, potentially the only red zone threat on the team without Jonathan Taylor. It is up to plus 145 on Barstool. Now, it's still down to plus 100 on BetMGM, but it was negative money yesterday. But I like that a lot. I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter that there's this custom shirt of Anthony Richardson and Michael Pittman Jr. like a family photo, and they're both wearing that shirt today. They wore that to the stadium. So I SGP'd them. Another crazy odds discrepancy. Michael Pittman Jr. and Anthony Richardson both scored touchdowns, plus 812 on Barstool, all the way down to like plus 300 and something on DraftKings, which is wild. So
wow,
I did play that. I said I had 7 bets on this game. I think I don't. I think that's not true. I wish I have a couple. Let me check and make sure I'm not missing any. Richardson is one of the I do have a 4-leg anytime touchdown parlay. Anthony Richardson is one of the legs in that. I think that's it. But the Colts are going to win this game. I'm not betting it, but no, I do have. We talked about it Thursday. Sorry, I forgot, because it's all the way up in my channel. I'm on Zaire Franklin over 10.5 tackles plus assists. This is my biggest bet since the NFL season. Like I said, this is absolutely, it's not even a conversation. He's the best tackling linebacker at this point in the season. I think he's going to make a run for best linebacker. Period.
I'll tell that. I like that.
Let me line shop that. I've talked about it on the show. Like I think potentially the last 2 weeks, and I haven't bet it. So this week I'm actually betting it. Probably miss, but 10.5 best line right now is on BetMGM minus 125. I got it at minus 115, and I played that to win 1 unit. So I played it at 1.15. You'd have to do my 1.25 currently. All right. Anything else on this one? Colts alt spread minus 10.5. The bet. No, I'm kidding. All right, I'll shut up then. Let you guys do some talking again. What do we got? Vikings Panthers. Brad, you go first this time, buddy.
Man, Vikings Panthers is a funny one. Bryce Young back. Vikings are a better team than people are giving them credit for, right? They lose close games. I'd probably lay the 4.5. I think the Vikings actually get pressure on Bryce Young. But with that said, I didn't want to, because the Vikings don't win in blowouts. But if there were to be a time, it would be this one. Props wise, I didn't take anything. I'm so mad at myself last week because I took Jefferson, obviously his alt line hit. I took that, but I also took him leading receiver, and that did not hit by some margin.
I had him all the way up to 150. This man ends with 149 yards. So I did make a solid amount of money on Justin Jefferson's yards last week. I'm fairly certain it's JD's fault, because he tweeted out, he gave the play out on Twitter. So I think he cursed it, to be honest. Ends with 149, and I almost yanked my own ear off. But anyway, Vanessa, what do you got on this one, buddy?
Jordan Addison. Give me Jordan Addison again. Cover this 40 plus receiving yards, minus 128 on FanDuel. I think it's around that same kind of odd range on most books. Cover this line all 3 games so far in his rookie year. Already shown that explosiveness, great speed, good route running. 2 receptions over 39 yards already, including a 62-yard bomb that he reeled in versus Philly. So obviously you can cover this line in one play. Seems like he's really solidifying himself as the definitive number 2. Sorry, a lot of big words in that sentence. Kind of taking over Osborne's spot. Addison's snap count is going up every week. Played a season high 71% of the snaps last week. 80% route participation, which you just absolutely love. That's also a season high. 5+ targets all 3 weeks. Now facing an extremely vulnerable Carolina defense, especially through the air. Minnesota's passing at the highest frequency in the league, nearly 75% of the time, which is the highest by far in the league. Carolina's allowed 8 skill players to tally 40+ yards just through 3 games, which is incredible. As long as his numbers is low, I'm gonna take it. So Jordan Addison, 40+ receiving yards. I put together a little lay. I think we get some offense. Obviously, a lot of people on Thielen. I like his lines, whether it's receptions or yards, touchdown, that narrative play. So yeah, I like Thielen as well, but official on Jordan Addison.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a couple plays in this one as well. I've got an interesting one here, James. Hopefully you have it. I'm playing a little bit of a negative correlation here with TJ Hawkinson over 5.5 receptions, but also under 50.5 receiving yards. Obviously this is just a small sprinkle, like 0.15 units, whatever. Real quick before I forget, Zaire Franklin, Nitro's AG, what linebacker? Zaire Franklin for the Colts. Rams winning, bro. Colts can't stop the ball in the air. But listen, if you watched the game last week, the secondary looked a lot better. But maybe. And then Skyward in the YouTube chat, got a high volume today. How many units for the straights on that 4-leg anytime? Personally, probably a quarter or a half. I haven't line shopped it yet, brother. But not more than a half. Not more than a half. Okay. Anyway, back to this bet. The Panthers actually been tackling well, which is kind of weird to say. Like Hawkinson gets 46% of his yards after the catch, and the Panthers are only allowing the 31st most, right? So second fewest yards after the catch. So I just really like the value you're getting here. I think this could really easily hit. It's going to be sweaty no matter what. But a lot of Hawkinson's throws are his ADOT is like 6.2. So that's really low, really even for a tight end. But he's still getting like 9+ targets per game. So I think the 6 catches should be pretty. I don't want to say easy, but I'm not too worried about the 6 receptions. But I think there's a very, very good possibility. It's 6 receptions, 30 yards, 40 yards, something like that. So I'm playing that. Also, how do you not ladder Justin Jefferson yards again? Cost me the full ladder by 1 yard last week. Still made a lot of money. I don't know how we're still getting a straight line of like 100.5 yards for this guy who's averaging over 150 per game. And Carolina defense, I'm not super concerned about being able to contain that guy. And I also have TJ Hawkinson anytime touchdown. I am going to play it straight. I haven't yet because I haven't had time to line shop it, but playing Hawkinson touchdown straight as well as a second leg in my, or I guess that's a third leg. I don't know. Anytime touchdown parlay. I think that's everything from this game. I really want to take Thielen first drive catch, but the odds are destroyed. So I'm going to keep checking FanDuel and see if they have the first drive catch lines up yet. It looks like not yet. They have. You
sound surprised, like you weren't the one that absolutely.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's on me, boys. That's on me, boys. But for the London game, the DraftKings odds were unplayable. The FanDuel ones were better, like pretty much across the board. So I hope we get better lines on FanDuel here. But we're gonna be up against the gun probably like 12:30 for the 1 o'clock game. So all right, I'll shut up again. What game's next? Brad, your Buccaneers versus the Saints. What do you got?
Yeah, let me see if the line moved. Buccaneers plus 4.5 here. This Tampa Bay team is getting disrespected. The Saints are going to be a popular pick. They get Alvin Kamara back. After the Bucs performance last week, a lot of people are probably going to say that Bucs team's terrible. They played in the rain. Baker Mayfield threw his first pick of the season. They couldn't move the ball against a stout Eagles defense who's literally built to stop teams who want to run the ball and throw it short. And that's basically what what the rain made happen to the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers put up a stout defensive front in this game. When they play the Saints, they don't normally beat them, but it's always a close game. If you were to tell me one team won this game by a field goal, I would absolutely agree. So for me, it's Buccaneers plus 4.5. I do think they're live to win this game as well.
I like that. Finesse, anything for you?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Derek Carr's going to play, kind of roughing through, which kind of got to expect. He's kind of been that way his whole career, but I really don't care. I like everything that Brad said. I'm always going to be the giant pussy, so I put him in a teaser. Bucks plus 10.5, Eagles minus 1.5, and Chiefs minus 1.5 plus 120 on FanDuel. But yeah, I agree with all of Brad's points. Like I said, Kamara's back, but the Bucks have had no problem controlling Kamara historically. And like you said, I think the Bucks are getting a little bit disrespected. Baker's done a really good job of kind of game managing, not making too many mistakes, which obviously was the biggest issue for him throughout his career. So I really wanted to play Rachaad White under, I think it was like 53.5 rush yards, but I just don't want to be kind of rooting against myself, right? I don't want to be, kind of on the Buck side and then, rooting against Rachaad White. So I think it's a really good look. He's been one of, if not the most inefficient running backs in the league so far.
Oh yeah.
So under 53, I think, and a half. It was earlier when I looked at it. That would be my biggest lean. But yeah, just throwing the Bucks in a teaser, I think pretty safe. And I agree with Brad. I think they're sneaky to win this game outright as dogs.
Okay. I have absolutely nothing on this game. I wanted to play Godwin first drive. I potentially still might, depending on the FanDuel line. I guess I do have I lied a little bit. I do have a four-leg first drive catch parlay. Let me see if I missed any yet. We haven't talked about that game. And I have Godwin in that, but it's only plus 105. Like I don't think I can play the first drive market that low odds. Like there could very easily be, so much things to go wrong when you're betting on just one single drive. So, and I also have Adam Thielen at plus 110, but only in a parlay. Like I said, I'm waiting on the FanDuel lines. But two of the four legs of that are Chris Godwin and Adam Thielen. I don't have anything else in this game though. So let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. We got Commanders Eagles next, and I do have Jahan Dotson as the third leg in that first drive catch parlay. So to bring you up to speed, that would be Jahan Dotson, Adam Thielen, Chris Godwin, all first drive catch in a parlay together, plus one more. But that's all I got on this one. What do you guys got?
Brad? In this one, I think the Eagles are just a good teaser leg here. The Commanders' offensive line has been the scariest part. I think they're going to get kind of abused here. I stayed away from any of the props though, just because this game, if it gets out of hand, like the game they played last week against the Bills, we're in for trouble. But I do like the Eagles as a teaser leg.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% on board. Latrey's in the chat. JD Martinez, I definitely think he's going to score a touchdown today. That's a good read, my brother. Anyways, yeah, I got no laughs. That's disheartening. I got no laughs on that one. Anyways,
I wasn't paying attention, and then I heard what you said.
It's all good. I'm used to it, bro. But yeah, so same thing, right? I got the Eagles in the teaser. I really like that. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. One thing I forgot on the Vikings game too: Alexander Mattison under 14.5 longest rush. I want to explain it because we're already off of that game, but I forgot to bring it up. But nothing else. I again wanted to play Brian Robinson's under. I think it was around that same line, 55.5, 54.5. Just against his Eagles defense, that front four, front seven, they are savages. So I'm going to be looking to fade running backs against them all year. Just had too many plays, so I didn't want to play a sweaty under. But that'd be my biggest lean is Brian Robinson under his rushing yards.
Wait, Drew Holiday actually to the Celtics? For who? I need more details, really? Chat. I don't know. That's two people have now.
Oh.
Easton, can you look into that for me? Drew Holiday Celtics trade. We got my human encyclopedia on it. Easton, he's looking into it for us. There's two people in chat that have said it.
Oh my God, we traded away Robert Williams.
Really?
Wow, Time Lord. Wow.
Time Lord is out of there.
What the fuck?
Who else?
And Malcolm Brogdon at 2 first. Oh my God.
That's a big trade. Drew Holiday is good though, man.
So good.
I'm a huge Drew Holiday fan. Real quick, I've got to catch up on chat. I keep trying to fly through things, and I make mental notes to come back to things in chat. Nitro, that I don't think you can really play tackles plus assists on FanDuel. We got it. You can get Zaire Franklin 10.5 tackles plus assists for minus 125 on Barstool or BetMGM. It's minus 130 on DraftKings. I don't think it's on FanDuel. I don't know. Fact check me. What else did I want to come back to? Whatever. Oh, for the Scorch lines, if we see game time lines, what range is acceptable? So I think I need at least like plus 125, plus 130 for the more kind of quote unquote chalky first drive catches. I can't really play it even money and feel good about it. At least not like all of them. But on FanDuel, if it's any of those that I posted in the 4-leg parlay or that we're going to talk about, Deebo Samuel's the fourth. I'll just go ahead and tell you. And anything above 125, I think I'll probably play on FanDuel. Okay. What game's next? We just talked about Commanders Eagles, right? Did we talk about that one? I wasn't really listening. I'm not. Yeah, we did because I played John.
We did, yeah.
Broncos Bears. This game should absolutely suck. It should absolutely suck. I'm just going to go ahead and give my huge lottery ticket bet out. I gave it up on Thunderdome. I don't know what the line is currently, but the Chicago Bears to be the lowest scoring team this week at like plus 3,200. It just seems like way too big of a number for an offense that doesn't even kind of really exist. I know the Denver Broncos just gave up 70 to the Dolphins, but Tua and Tyreek Hill do not play for the Chicago Bears. It looks like Justin Fields is kind of just broken, which sucks because I like Justin Fields. I'm trying to figure out what the line is right now, but plus 3,200. Obviously, it's a long shot. It's a sprinkle, but I do feel like there's some value in that. Anything for you guys?
This is a hard pass for me.
Yeah, this game should suck.
Wow, boys. Oh my gosh. So I hope this game does not suck. I'm on the over 45.5. I think that's kind of my squares bet of the week. These two defenses just are absolutely terrible. Starting on the Chicago side, the 3 games so far have averaged 51 points. They're 31st in points per game allowed, 29th in DVOA defensively, 27th in opponent red zone scoring, dead last and third down conversion percentage allowed. 60% their opponents are converting on third downs, which is crazy. Chicago has allowed 25 plus points in 13 straight games. Denver's offense has been decent so far, but I expect the Chicago defense to make them look elite. Now on the Broncos side, which is obviously what you guys are leaning to, Chicago not being able to get offense going. I think this is the perfect get right spot. They just allowed 70 fucking points, obviously. But even taking that game out of it, week before that, 35 points to a Commanders team who their offense looks very choppy, very terrible at times. And yeah, Denver ranks 31st in defensive DVOA, 31st in opponent red zone conversion percentage. Just terrible stats all around. They can't defend the pass. They can't stop the run. No Frank Clark, no Josie Jewell is going to affect that even more. Like you guys said, Chicago's offense has looked pretty bad to start the year, but I think this is as good of a chance as there is to get right. Chicago blitzes at the lowest frequency in the league, ranks just 28th in pressure. Denver, the same thing. So I think both of these quarterbacks are going to have time in the pocket to work, and I think we get points. I think one of these teams score maybe 30, and I think that's enough to push us over. Another play is I like is an under. Adam Troutman under 16.5 receiving yards. Really don't get this number. The man has 0 receptions in back-to-back games. He's playing 80% of the snaps, which you kind of worry about, but only running a route on 59% of those snaps. Rush just isn't looking his way. 2 targets last game, both coming late in the game where they were down by a gazillion points already. He's just not being looked at. Russ likes the dump balls, but more to his running backs and short passes to receivers. So yeah, I don't get this line at all. I don't know if this man catches a pass. If he does, I think it's under 10 yards, and I think that's all he gets. So Adam Troutman under 16.5 receiving yards and over 45.5.
Okay. Chat. Yeah, I was just trying to see what the line was at currently for that Bears to be the lowest scoring team. I don't see it. It was on FanDuel. I don't see the bet anymore. So if you guys want to look around and see if you can find it or see if any other book is offering that. That would really suck if they took it down. But I can't find it anymore on FanDuel, and it was kind of just right there on the main NFL page Friday. So hopefully another book has it for similar odds or something like that. But Brad dropped out. I think he's maybe back. Is he back? Or is he frozen? Oh, all right. Well, hopefully Brad comes back. If not, James is all over it, guys. He's working on it. Where in the hell am I going? Popular. Thank you. What game were we just talking about? I was completely distracted. Bears game. Yeah, that game should suck. Ravens Browns next. No Deshaun Watson. Trouble on the offensive line, and really I think a lot of places for the Ravens. I don't really know what to do with this game, so I stayed away from it. Brad, are you back?
Am I back?
We can hear you. I don't see your mouth moving, but we can hear you. Finesse, why don't you go first? See if Brad's stuff comes around.
Yeah, I was gonna stay away from this game. I originally leaned towards the Ravens side, but I was just gonna stay off until we got the Deshaun Watson news. So Obviously, Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to start for them. I read the news, I go to the books, and I see the line is still -1 at -110. So maybe the books knew kind of already what was happening. Deshaun Watson was a late add to the injury report late in the week. So maybe they knew, but -1 for this Ravens team. I really like them with Deshaun Watson in there. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. I think Lamar's going to have a day on the ground. Obviously, this Browns defense is scary as shit. They are scary as shit, but I think the Ravens can kind of make stuff happen. I know they got some receivers out, but they still have playmakers all over the field, and I like them to get enough done, especially when this kid's coming in and starting. So really, really tough spot against the Ravens defense, who that can be nasty. So just a really tough spot. Give me the Ravens -1, -110. If it's up to -1.5, -2, I still like it there. I think the Ravens win by at least 3 or 4 points in this game.
I would tend to agree with you. The 1.5 doesn't really make sense. I know they really had to try to give that game away. I thought the Colts lost the game 4 times since the start of the first quarter last week. So real quick, Easton did check for me. Looks like you can find lowest scoring team Sunday only +2,000 on DraftKings. I think it's gone from FanDuel. I played it +2,300, not +3,200. So +2,000, I think you're still getting pretty good value. I put $10 on it, guys. It's not a big bet for me by any means. But Brad, what do you got on Ravens Browns?
Yeah, I'm excited about this game. Unfortunately, my original teaser's dead because of the line movement, but I'd still like it if you tease Ravens +4 and Bengals +3.5. I have this Ravens team winning outright. And then my favorite bet of this is Lamar Jackson over 49.5 rushing yards. Without Bateman and without OBJ, I think he's going to be more apt to run the ball and pick up those first downs. When we watch the game, there's still some small nuances that Zay Flowers needs to learn, like sitting in the hole when you're running a route, coming back to the ball when your quarterback's under pressure. Those small things, I don't want to say he lost trust him because he's obviously going to target him a ton. But when it's really clutch situations, like maybe 3rd and 4, and you can get the first down, I think he's going to be more likely to run the ball. Also, when we were looking at, I was kind of confused, but Todd Monken comes in and we think he's going to be this like more balanced passing to running attack. And it quite really isn't. And I don't think that has anything to do with what Monken wants to do. I think that's Harbaugh saying like, we got to stick to what our team is built to do, which means Lamar's just been running a ton. So yeah, I like that. I'd put a half unit on his carries. The number's a little high at 8.5, but it correlates with my play a little bit. Like if he's going to run, with my logic, he's going to run the ball a ton. And then my last play in this one, it's part of my sleeper play. Just getting 2-1 is pretty good. Justin Tucker over 1.5 field goals. It's just, I don't think that needs explanation. The man is the automatic most accurate field goal kicker. He did miss one last week, but to get plus money for that is egregious.
Is David? Somebody in chat asked about David Njoku. He got a bad burns on his face or something, right? He's questionable.
Yeah, he's questionable, but I haven't seen anything outside
I haven't seen anything. He's in. Easton says he's in, but he's been wrong a couple times today already. That's super weird. Oh yeah, no, he is. He's gonna play. Easton's right. Not close to 100%, but it does look like, yeah, Browns tight end to play versus Ravens despite burn injuries. Enter the stadium wearing a mask. Wow, what the heck happened? I don't want to read the article, but somebody tell me. Are the plays being posted anywhere? We will do a recap at the end of the show. All of our plays are posted in goldboys.com, the Discord, every time, basically real time as soon as we post them or as soon as we place them ourselves. Okay, next game, right? We covered this one, right? I don't think I'm playing anything here. I guess we can answer the question. What do we think about David Njoku? I would stay away from it just because I don't know what his no idea what his usage is going to be. Also, we don't really know anything about the quarterback situation there, right? Other than it's not Deshaun Watson, which, maybe it's going to be an upgrade. Who knows? What's next? Bengals Titans. I'll go first and get out of the way here. I'm laddering T Higgins yards. So I played. I got 55.5 or something on PointsBet. Stayed on points bet for 75 and 100. So that I broke that down, it was 0.6 and then 0.2. So I got $60 on the straight line, 20 on the 75, 20 on 100. I don't know. His targets have been super high. His volume has been really high. I think this Tennessee secondary is not really going to be able to have any answers for any of these threats on this Bengals offense. The only question for me is Joe Burrow going to be some semblance of what he was last year? We haven't really seen that yet. All the reports around Cincinnati this week are that he had his best week of practice. The calf is coming around. He's looking better. I think T. Higgins is poised to have his breakout week this week. So I took it all, 50 or 50 and 55 and a half, whatever it is. Use Pickett Sports, find the best line. And then 75 and 100. I also am playing his anytime touchdown. And that is a leg in my ATD parlay. How do we get Whoopi Goldberg on?
Hey, come on now.
What do you guys
honestly, I wouldn't mind being called Whoopi Goldberg if I can get her bank account.
I'm the same. Call it whatever you want for that bank account. Yeah, I don't care.
Speaking of Whoopi Goldberg, let me talk about my plays. I love your T. Higgins play. I love your T. Higgins play. T. Higgins, number one in target share on that team. The Titans are pretty bad against covering wide receivers. The reason is because they sell out to stop the run there. They'd rather you beat them through the air because it's harder to beat a team through the air. I went with Jamar Chase, 80-plus receiving yards. I also took him to score a touchdown. Jamar Chase, obviously second in target share, number one in air yards, 34%, or 38.4%, one of the highest in the NFL for, I think it's a minimum of like 15 targets or 10 targets or something. But he's just poised to have a big game. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Titans so far this season, averaging 1.5 touchdowns. Wide receivers last season was 1.8 touchdowns per game, which is absolutely insane, obviously, because they'd rather you beat them through the ground. And they allowed Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have big games against them. I think they both received for over 80 yards. Keenan Allen 100, Mike Williams like 86, which still means if you want to take a pass catcher on this Bengals team, you definitely can. You can take multiple. And then against the Browns, they made Amari Cooper look like he was totally back to the pre-Browns days when he was the absolute stud for Chicago.
Awesome. Finesse, you playing this game?
Yeah, no, I really wanted to get there on Joe Mixon, just fading him in some form of fashion. I think his total combined yards was like 78.5. But like I said, too many plays. I don't want to sweat unders. But yeah, I like you guys' plays. I think Joe Burrow has a day get right spot. Titans terrible against the pass, like you said. I see a lot of sharps, right? A lot of these sharps on the Titans side, just because obviously Vrabel and the dogs, Vrabel being a dog, and all the narratives behind that. But I think the Bengals win this game. I mean, this Tennessee offense has been unwatchable at points. So I expect it to get a little bit better as the season goes along. But get right spot for the Bengals. Nothing official though.
All right, cool. Yeah, and someone in chat said if there's any team you can get right against, it would be this, or as a quarterback, it would be this Tennessee Titans team. I think I agree.
I agree.
Did we skip any 1:00 games? I think we are through all of them, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, the 4:00 slate is presented by Sleeper Picks. Use code Goldboys, you get a $100 deposit match, or code DJ Eli. Any of the codes you see in our names. DJ Eli, MrBradThomas, FinesseTheBooks. You get a $100 deposit match, or code Goldboys, whatever you want to do there. So before we get into it, Brad, do you want to share your sleeper play /
Yes, I do. I'm excited about the sleeper play. The payout's $50. You get $250 back. I took Josh Palmer over 3.5 receptions. We know Mike Williams is down. I think there's this like notion that Quentin Johnson's just going to fill that spot, but it's not given to him. It's going to be the same guy who's been in that same role. Josh Palmer, high hit rate without Mike Williams or Keenan Allen in the lineup. Alvin Kamara over 2.5 receptions against Tampa Bay. This is just a good spot to kind of get Kamara into game flow for him. Give him the ball in short yardage situation. Let him do his work. And then obviously, like I talked about before, Justin Tucker over 1.5 made field goals. Even if you didn't want Justin Tucker on there, you didn't want to put that 2-to-1 guy on there, it still plays out pretty good with Palmer and Kamara.
Do we have a promo square for Sleeper this week that you've already used?
I didn't use the Keenan Allen one.
Okay.
I like to Josh Palmer more than getting
Gotcha.
Keenan Allen 7 catches.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a big number. Okay. Cool. So let's jump into the games. And the first one is the Raiders Chargers. No Jimmy G here, right? I mean, Finesse, we're talking a little bit about this before you jumped on, Brad. Like, Jacoby Myers is like, I don't know if he's leading the NFL in red zone targets, but it's up there. And I know it's going to be a backup quarterback here, but I'm seeing like plus 320, plus 300s for his anytime touchdown. So that is the fourth leg. James, if you want to queue up the anytime touchdown parlay while we're at it here. That is a fourth leg of my anytime touchdown parlay. It's $10 to win 754. I am going to play all these straight. I just haven't line shopped them yet. I was up against the gun trying to get ready for the show here. But I don't know. Jacoby Myers at plus 320. That number just seems a little off to me. And do I have a first drive catch here? I don't think I do. No, I do not. So that is my only play in this game. Do you agree? Is that just a weird line for Jacoby? I know it's a backup QB. I don't know. I looked it up. He threw this kid threw for like 7,000 yards in one game or something. A bunch of touchdowns coming out of Purdue, right, Brad? You
Yeah,
know
he's a stud. Yeah,
Talk to us about this quarterback. Talk to us about this quarterback. That would be up your alley.
Yeah,
you know
he's a gunslinger. What's good about him is he doesn't give a damn if his team's getting beat by 50 points out there. He's going to just keep firing away, tough as nails. One of those kids that if what you see him play in person, you really understand, like he's a gamer. So I don't mind that look at all. And we know about the Chargers pass defense. So
exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking. It kills me to bet on a former Purdue quarterback, because obviously I'm a big IU fan, but I don't know. I have to do it. I like everything you just told me about that. I was going to play it anyway. Yeah, it just seems like too big of a number for a guy who's seen a whole lot of red zone targets. Seems to kind of be the focus of the offense with Jimmy G out there or not, kind of whatever. It's just a big number. What do you guys got on this one?
No straight bets for me on this one. Just gonna kind of watch and see. This would be another one where I wouldn't mind taking field goal props in, but the number just wasn't right to me.
Okay. Finesse?
Not for me in this one.
Cool. Oh, we're flying now. We're flying. Next one, Patriots, Cowboys. You want to kick us off here, Finesse, since this is your terrible football team going into Dallas?
Yeah, I'm staying away. I was back and forth. I was trying to look for reasons to take the points, take the +7 with the Pats. I just can't do it. But I do like a prop.
5.5. 5.5. Go ahead.
Is it really? Wow. Yeah.
FanDuel at least. He's picking sports by the best line. Go ahead.
Yeah. I like Dodal, the backup for Dallas. I like his over 13.5 rushing yards. That was. Let me get you guys the best odds. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle. I don't know how to say it, but
yes.
Yeah, over 13.5 rush yards, -108 on Bet Rivers. I think it's slightly more juice now on most books, but I think it's just a usage thing. Pollard has insane usage last couple of weeks. I think it was like 23 plus rushes back-to-back weeks. That was averaging 6 carries per game. Dallas is first in run frequency. And I think the game script could be in our favor as well. So, if Dallas finds a way to, get out to a big lead, I think that plays into this as well. So Pollard's going to get he's going to eat, but at some point you have to kind of reduce that workload any way you can. So even if, Pollard gets 20 plus carries, 20 plus touches, I think, if he gets 6 carries again, we're going to blow past this number. So 13.5 seems a touch too low. I was expecting maybe 18.5, somewhere around there. So I jumped all over this number, 13.5 rush yards for Rico.
I was going to stream him today if I had to, because I have a couple injuries in fantasy. I think that he can go out there and get 8 points, maybe 2 catches for 10 to 15 yards and bust one big run. I think when I look at this game, like I'm probably just going to end up sitting out. I flirted with Tony Pollard's rushing and receiving prop. I hit it last week, so I can't be mad. But when you place a bet and you don't deserve to hit the bet, that's what that was last week. It only happened basically when they shouldn't have been running the ball. He ends up hitting it, so probably a pass for me in this game. I don't think it was a really good bet last week.
Okay. Final 4 o'clock game here, the Cardinals 49ers, which and it should be a blowout. I did play Debo Samuel. James, you want to go to the first drive DraftKings parlay? I did play Debo Samuel as the fourth leg in my first drive catch. Probably it's $15 to win 270. So it's nothing too crazy, but that is Debo Samuel for the Niners, Jahan Dotson for the Commanders, Chris Godwin's Bucks, and Adam Thielen for the Panthers, all to catch a pass on the first drive. Chat, let me know if we start seeing FanDuel lines. I would expect them to start showing up for the 1 o'clock games here the next 20 minutes maybe. I know it's football today, but is there any dinger parlays you feel comfortable with? No, zero. Absolutely. I didn't even look. I didn't know he was pitching today.
Fuck baseball.
I'm out on baseball. We're done with it. We're moving on. You guys got on the same anything?
Nothing. Don't want to touch it. I did. Okay, maybe I could just a good time. I did a mega teaser. 7 points, $50 wins 300. I did put them in the legs. Every team that I've talked about teasing, except for the Cowboys, I put in. So I put in the Bucks, Eagles, Cowboys, Bengals, Chiefs, Niners, Rams. 7-point teaser. $50 wins 300. That's just one of those kind of bets where I think good numbers for all of them, and then it could keep you interested in the game, all the games throughout the day.
All right, fair enough.
I like that mega teaser action over there. So yeah, boys, my apologies. I'm all over the place. I'm running on very little sleep. So I have nothing in this game, but I'm gonna take some time, if you guys don't mind, to talk about a play that I forgot in the Eagles game. So just real quick, Dallas Goedert under his longest reception, under 16 and a half longest reception. Longest catch so far is 13 yards this year. Only a 4.4 dot, which is really massive. He had out of starting tight ends, he had the highest A dot last year, and now with all qualified tight ends, he has the lowest A dot this year. So pretty fucking crazy. Only one target over 15 yards this year. Washington's been good versus tight ends. They've been good at limiting yards after the catch. So yeah, I think he's going to get his fair share of targets. I think he's going to eat, but under 16 and a half longest reception for Dallas Goedert.
All right, I like that too. And James, I forgot to give James this parlay, so that's why I took a second there. That's my bad. But that's the first drive catch parlay I was just talking about. Again, I'm waiting on FanDuel lines because I don't really like any of these at the number on FanDuel. They've just kind of tanked them this week. So, all right, Sunday Night Football presented by Goldboys.com. Go there, sign up for the Discord to get all of our picks for everything we do. Anything I put money on, I put in the Discord. So I think you guys are the same way. So Chiefs Jets only 8.5, and the Jets are really, really bad. I don't know. I'm staying away from this game completely, I think. But you bet anything, either of you?
Man, maybe I would probably do an alt line of Travis Kelce, 60 yards and a touchdown or whatever it is on DK.
Okay.
That's probably about it. We have to say Taylor Swift, right? Because every time you say Taylor Swift, it actually makes the YouTube video become more popular because you're saying Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Algorithm.
Taylor Swift.
Can you, James? Can you put that in the description? We should have put that in the description. Dang it, James. We really messed up on that.
But so I pass for me. Maybe I have. So for anybody who doesn't know, my NBCSports.com DraftKings same game parlay for Sunday Night Football. It's going to probably be out around 4 p.m. I haven't even remotely start to build it yet, but obviously you're going to use Travis Kelce and say Taylor Swift as many times as I can in the article. I will post it in my channel and on my Twitter page at MrBradThomas.
All right.
We hit last week. Which was really nice.
Why don't you go 2 in a row? Just do it. Just win the bet, Brad. Just go win it.
That's all I want to do.
It's that easy.
Yeah, just win 2 in a row sounds nice to me. I like the under in this game, under 45 and a half. That's what I got it at. I might double dip. I like kind of a KC money line, maybe an all under type of situation. I really, really like this under 45 and a half. I think the Jets going to have a really, really hard time moving the ball for obvious reasons. Zach Wilson being a starter, and also the improved Kansas City defense. Kansas City looks like they're really trying to zone in on defense this year, playing really, really well on the back end, especially, which is where they've kind of been susceptible in years past. And night game unders. Night game unders are 10-3 to start the season this year, 49-24 since the start of last season, 24-3 to the under last 27 regular season primetime games. So another spot, Kansas City can score 33 points, and I still like this under here. So However you want to play that. If you want to take an under Jets team total, which I think was 16.5 or 17.5, something like that. I think the Chiefs roll, and I think the Jets have a really, really hard time, like we've seen most of the year. Under 45.5 for me.
It was Taylor Swift with rostering. Yeah. Bears trying to get rid of Chase Claypool. Yeah, I said that saw they want a 5th or a 6th round draft pick. They just traded like a 3rd for him, right?
I just can't believe like
wild.
people like him like kind of frustrate me, right? Like you put the blame on other people, like, but you haven't been great yourself. Like, so come on, be a man, go out there and play ball and stop acting up.
Yeah, I agree. All right, it's that time of the show. Let's recap our bets, and then I do have a parlay leg from Jerry. Obviously, you know mine is going to be Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown. So while I do that, I'll give you guys a little bit of time to think about what you want your legs to be here. So everything I'm on today, I'm laddering Justin Jefferson yards, 100.5 minus 110 on FanDuel, 125 and 150. It's a plus 400. So I did a half unit on the straight line, 100.5, and then quarter units on 125 plus and 150 plus. I should have line shopped out a little bit more. I think maybe you get a better line on points, but I'm not sure. Pickett is a little weird about bringing all the outlines in sometimes. So shop around a little bit for that. You might be able to get a better line there. I'm also laddering T. Higgins in a similar manner. I'm taking the 50.5 straight line, 55.5, sorry, 55.5 straight line on points bet at a 0.6 unit, 0.2 units on 100 plus, 0.2 units on 75 plus. It's plus 190 for 75 plus 500 on points bet for 100 plus. Colts game, I'm taking Zaire Franklin over 10.5 tackles plus assists. I think the best line currently we found was on BetMGM, or maybe points bet as well. I think they're both the same. And I'm also taking anytime touchdown wise, we're taking Anthony Richardson, obviously. I did same game parlay that also with Michael Pittman just because the t-shirt thing. That's what you're looking at there. But I am playing Anthony Richardson straight to score a touchdown on Barstool. I think it's up to plus 150. Still like even money at other places. So tons of value there. First drive catch parlay, Deebo Samuel, Jahan Dotson, Chris Godwin, Adam Thielen. And then anytime touchdowns, I'm playing Anthony Richardson, TJ Hawkinson, T. Higgins, Jacoby Myers. I have all those in a parlay together. I'm also going to play them straight. Use Pickett Sports, shop your lines, find the best one. Don't waste money. All right.
I like that.
I think that's it for me.
I'll go. Mine are quick. Lamar Jackson, 49.5 rushing yards, 1 unit. Lamar Jackson, 8.5 carries. These are overs, 0.5 unit. Jamar Chase, 80 plus receiving yards, 1 unit. T's, Ravens and Browns, 1 unit. Ravens and Bengals. Jamar Chase touchdown. Bills over 53 points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 4.5. Oh, I forgot to write that in my channel. That's all mine.
Cool.
For me, Bills minus 2.5. Josh Allen over 35.5 rush yards. Bears, Broncos over 45.5. I don't know if I gave this one out. I might have forgot, but Javonte Williams over 52.5 rush yards. Adam Troutman under 16.5 receiving yards. Jordan Addison 40 plus receiving yards. Alexander Madison under 14.5 longest rush. Rams money line. Dallas Goedert under 16.5 longest reception. Rico Dowdle over 13.5 rush yards. And 7-point teaser, Eagles, Bucks, Chiefs. I also have a little field goal parlay. I'm trying to make Brad proud, so I put together a field goal parlay. So Justin Tucker, Matt Gay, Brandon Aubrey, Evan McPherson, 2+ field goals each, almost plus 1,300. I really, really like this lay. All good matchups. I expect all these offenses to move the ball. Give me a little, kickers matter too. You know what I'm saying? Kickers are football players too. So give me this little later and to hopefully end the night off right.
Amen. All right, last thing, let's do our 4-leg parlay. We're gonna hit this one, obviously. Jerry likes Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I'm taking Anthony Richardson, obviously, anytime touchdown. Either of you got your leg ready? Go ahead and
Jamar Chase for me.
Touchdown?
Yes, please.
All right.
We're doing all touchdowns. Is that
No,
what we're
you
doing?
don't have to. You don't have to. You can live your
Oh,
life, brother.
fuck. Let's do Javonte Williams 75 plus rush yards.
Okay. So Javonte Williams 75 plus. I'll go ahead and tweet it out after our line chop and stuff. Javonte Williams 75 plus yards. Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown. Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. I don't think this could possibly miss. So we'll tweet it out. Pick it Sports. Flavor picks. Use code Goldboys or any of our names. Goldboys.com. Sign up for the Discord. You want to break down on the Monday Night Football game? You got to watch Ryan and Brian tomorrow at 5:30 or the 12 o'clock show. Still going, Brad? Is it 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock tomorrow?
12 o'clock now, yeah.
12 o'clock? Okay. So tune into that show if you want more from Brad. And good luck on all your bets. Be nice to each other out there, okay? We're out of here. Happy Sunday. Go Colts.